Thank you very much, Larry, and thank you to the Local Clean Energy Alliance for the invitation to speak to you today. Wouldn't it be great if we could harness this storm and turn it into local clean energy? Woohoo! Well, I wouldn't put it past the innovators in this region. I get the positive side of what Bruce just talked about. It's leveraging the assets of the region and seeing what we can create and bring economic benefits, social benefits, environmental benefits to the region. And the area of innovation is huge. I'm constantly amazed and impressed by the innovations that occur, that are spinning out of the lab, that are partnering with some of the entrepreneurs at the business school and turning it into commercialized businesses with a ready market waiting. So that's what I will cover partially today, but give you a brief background of the Green Quarter and focus on one of our regional initiatives, which is a standardized solar permitting process across 8 cities. And we're on a blank page here. Hopefully that's going to turn into something a little bit more substantial.
What about the control?
This is a PDF, if that makes a difference.
It's still loading.
I could give you a joke. All right, I'm at the risk of repeating myself. You know, back when I started working on clean energy, it was about 1990, and clean energy was a lot like high school sex. Everybody said they were doing it, but very few were. And those that were doing it weren't doing it very well. That is my first slide. Very good. All right. Well, hopefully I'll be giving you a bit more than hot air today. Yes, I'll just give you a brief background on our who we are, our accomplishments, priorities for the year, some of the regional assets that attract businesses here, as well as our solar initiative. The East Bay Green Quarter was established about 3 years ago, and the 4 original cities were, well, actually the mayors of Berkeley, Oakland, Emeryville, and Richmond came together at a dinner party, the party of UC Berkeley Chancellor Bob Burgeonal, and at that meeting was then Lawrence Berkeley Lab Director Steve Chu, and they decided that the focus should be on developing a local clean energy economy, since we do have remarkable assets here that need to be daylighted and leveraged in order to bring economic benefits. We've also added 4 other cities since then in 2009, Alameda, Albany, El Cerrito, and San Leandro. San Leandro and Richmond being our 2 industrial bookends, as I call them, as well as Cal State East Bay and the Peralta Community College District. These are original statement of principles which still stand and guide us. Conditions that support new and emerging green industries. Again, job growth in new businesses, I think, is really where we need to focus a lot of our attention. Programs promoting tech transfer, again, that's capturing those startups coming out of the lab and elsewhere and turning them into viable businesses. Matching the trained workforces in our phenomenal training programs to those jobs that are being created, and also finding out from industry what jobs and what training needs and skilled talent their needs are, as well as building a cohesive regional identity, hearing from stakeholders from the whole region, and as Bruce very well put, protecting economies from climate change, energy shocks, improving quality of life. Just a little bit about our structure. Again, our principals are the mayors of 8 cities, the directors, chancellors, and presidents. Steering committee, which mainly consists of economic development directors in the 8 cities. We also have the lab represented there. Our 3 main committees, actually our 3 committees are business development, innovative policy, and workforce training. And we call it the Career Pathways Committee. And then I staff this group. All right, a bit about our accomplishments. The top one is what I'm going to focus on today, which is this partnership with the Bay Area Climate Collaborative to develop a standardized permitting process. We've had major accomplishments in terms of bringing in funding for training and supporting the Green Technology Partnership Academies in the 9 high schools in the East Bay. We've also been granted a designation by the state, then Governor Schwarzenegger's Office of Economic Development, and as an innovation hub, one of 12 in the state. And that will create a platform for clean tech startups, other technologies, businesses, economic development to help amass more research and development support. We also helped launch the Bay Area California chapter of Efficiency First, which is a trade association, nonprofit, that is made up of home performance contractors. And they came to us because they felt that they needed to get organized, to have more advocacy power when it came to policy decisions. And they've been very successful. Now they number at about 100. And the last item is a report that was published on building the East Bay economy. And this was the culmination of 5 green business roundtables that were conducted with renewable energy, solar energy, green building, energy efficiency, recycling and reuse sectors, as well as environmental consulting. And we heard back from them mainly in terms of what barriers are they facing and what are their workforce needs. All right, global warming. Now this will show you how progressive the leadership is here across the 8 cities in the policy area. The top, all of the cities have climate action plans in place. They're all members of ICLEI, the local sustainability initiative, and a large percentage have green business programs, incentive programs, for instance, as well as green building ordinances. Some even have a solar thermal rebate program. And the yellow strip is what's in progress now, which is our regional solar permitting process. Some of the regional advantages, education. Goes without saying that we have some stellar national organizations here as well as regional, local. Over 60% of UC Berkeley graduating students remain in the region. That's our source of intellectual prowess. 85% of Cal State University East Bay graduates remain. We've seen over 80 startups a year. Overall, the startups in the East Bay are larger than that of California, and we receive an infusion of investment capital from venture capital to angel funding. In the third quarter of 2009, we received more funding than Massachusetts, which was the #2 state that year, with a focus on clean technology. There was a survey conducted of about 300 businesses, and the businesses stated why they site here. And one of the reasons was because of the quality of life, the skilled workforce, the proximity to local suppliers, as well as the political policies that are in place that drive the market. And this is actually an old photograph, but you can see how populated it is with green businesses. Clean technology. Okay, well, again, I need to emphasize the importance of supporting the development of new companies, and that's because a study came out that between the year 1980 and 2005, virtually all new net jobs in the United States were created by firms that were 5 years old or less. That's pretty phenomenal. That means about 40 million jobs. And you know, some people are just born entrepreneurs. I mean, take my neighbor's grandson, Billy. The other day I heard Billy, he sided up to his grandpa and said, "Hey, Gramps, I've been a good boy. Give me $50. And grandfather said, "Gee, Billy, don't you think you'd have more success if you just asked for $1? And Billy said, "Look, Gramps, you can give me $1 or you can give me $50, but don't tell me how to run my business." Okay, well, here's the distribution of our companies, and you can see a large proportion in environmental services. That includes a whole host of types, including renewable energy, large percentage in green building, and the rest are distributed. And it's also interesting to note that In specific cities, we see concentration of certain types of companies. In Oakland and Berkeley, we see a lot of renewable energy companies. San Leandro has large-scale energy efficiency global companies. Okay, our priorities. I know I'm running out of time, so you can read these really quickly, but I'm going to zero in on the solar energy permitting process. Yeah, go ahead. Thanks. Okay, thank you. Now, as part of the feedback we got from the Green Business Roundtables was, I'm supposed to end right now, but I'm just going to say a few more words, was the need to standardize across cities. Solar companies don't want to deal with different processes in each city. It's cumbersome, it's awkward, it's time and energy intensive. The White House has made this a priority, Department of Energy. They feel like the cost of solar can go down further to actually about $1.50 to 50 cents per watt is spent on soft costs, which include permitting and on things like rebate application administration. So what we're looking at is how do we streamline across the cities? And we believe that this will lead to greater market share, to more penetration in the market, more job creation as a result, as well as bringing the cost of solar down even more. So we're in the process of doing this right now. As you know, it's not going to be easy. Every city has a different way of dealing with things, whether it's through an ordinance, working with the planning department, working with building permitting people. So we're trying to streamline that, make it consistent. And we can just go through these really fast. This is just to say that the green employment locally is higher here than Silicon Valley. They may get more capital up front, but the jobs are here and in Los Angeles at a large scale. Okay, I think I better end with, go ahead, two last cartoons. This was good for Berkeley and Oakland. and the last one is for a Friday afternoon. Thank you.